the best thing I have ever done for my career is leaving the hospitality industry. But not for the reason that you might think. And I would like to discuss that today because I think it's worth sharing. As you know, I spent 19 years in the hotel industry. And with all the good and the bad, I would never change it. With all the hard times and things. But it made me realize of one thing, how highly skilled we are, how resilient we are, and how much of capacity that industry builds in you. And I think it's done more, this realization has done more to my professional growth, maybe not for my career, but maybe in the long term as well for my career, but for my professional growth than anything else. Because whilst I was in it, I didn't see it. I often said, I'm like, we hired the most unskilled people on this planet. And God, how wrong I was. Because the last 3 years since I left, January, last month was 3 years I left the industry after 19 years. And I got to work with different people, different industries, and interact as well, not necessarily only work, to interact with other people. Because for 19 years, I was in a bubble. I never interacted with people from outside of the hotel industry. So all I knew is literally hotels and hotel stuff and hotel things. And so in the past 3 years have opened my eyes that, hey, these guys, they worth a fortune because their level of skills, expertise, their capacity, their ability to read people, to manage conflict, to manage crisis on a daily basis without calling it crisis management is absolutely exceptional. You can put so much pressure on hotel employees and they don't even register it. We are immune to pressure. We get frustrated and we just constantly bollock each other, which is fine. That's part of the game. But it's not stress. You don't see us stressed. You see us frustrated by stupidity or frustrated by certain things. But that's not stress. I can't literally tell you but the last time I was stressed. In life, in general, but in the industry. It was just go and get it. And I think this is something people don't understand. And when I faced that myself, when I wanted to come out of the industry, everybody looks down on this industry or the employees that, oh, hotel workers. And I faced that challenge that people don't even look at your CV, oh, you are a hotelier. And I realized in the past 3 years that, you know what? We run circle around people in other industries in the same level. We really just juggle priorities with effort. We make everything look effortless. The house can be on fire and we say like, okay, we will sort this out. We don't make a fuss out of things. Operational pressure is literally 24/7. So we are doing that. We learn resilience without workshops, emotional intelligence without stupid frameworks and reflective sessions, stakeholder management without these stupid corporate jargons that we love using. So, and the level of skill set that I noticed in the past 3 years is just what is mind-boggling for me. For all levels of staff, mid-level managers, sorry. I haven't slept the whole night because there is a construction right outside of my window and they were pouring concrete the whole night. So I had zero sleep. So I look great. And I went to the gym as a revenge on them. I don't know whose revenge was that. But hey, so mid-level managers in the hotel industry, restaurant managers, front office managers, engineers, etc., etc., they all have really good level of business acumen. For example, they know how to run appraisals, they know how to set goals, they know how to train people. Even supervisors know those things. And when I see mid-level managers in other businesses, they don't have a clue about how to do these things. They don't have depth. And then you go, I got exposed to head of departments in the past 3 years. Even they don't have business acumen. They don't know how to read their P&L. They don't even understand balanced scorecard. They don't know how to cascade goals. These are just examples. They don't know how to create a training plan for their employees. And you know what? The hospitality industry, if we are good at anything, is literally training people. Because I was not wrong in one area. We hired the least skilled people because that's just the nature of the industry, right? But what we have is a structure built within that upskills you very quickly. Because today I meet supervisors and managers, it doesn't occur to them that, hey, when you have a new employee, you must have some sort of training plan for them. Oh no, I don't know how to do it. How? This is literally like, in the hotel, it's common sense. Like, any supervisors would know that. That also teaches hotel industry that camaraderie, the taking responsibility and accountability for each other and for your people. And that translates down to you have a training plan for everyone. You are training your people constantly, 24/7. This is what we do. We constantly train and educate people on certain things as they come along. So that's part of it. They don't wait for HR to come and train their employees. They also good at understanding that teamwork and their ability to come together despite your differences, because we kill each other within the industry, right? So departments are fighting, but we also have this sense of camaraderie that I haven't seen anywhere else in the past 3 years where I've been to, and the ability to come together despite our differences to deliver something. And I miss that so much, because what I've seen in the past 3 years, and I worked with two governments, I worked with different large organizations, smaller ones, is all about this blame culture. Now, whilst we are very quick in the hotel industry to bollock each other when we are morons and stupid and make mistakes, but we don't leave each other behind. We don't blame and say, oh, I'm not doing it because they are not doing it or because of them. And that also translates down to managerial and HOD levels. I've seen in the past 3 years that managers and leaders are blaming their employees for not achieving goals, targets, or they make a mistake. In the hotel industry, we can't imagine that coming out of our mouth. Imagine me being the director of rooms and blaming my employee for messing up a check-in. And maybe even justifying it to my GM. My GM would have murdered me. I'm not joking. I would be outside hanging on the next to the logo on the building at the front. If my employee makes a mistake, the box stops at me. And we know that. I cannot go and say, oh, I told the stupid, they don't care. That's you. You haven't done your job properly. Your employees are still making mistakes. Your employees still don't know how to do things. So you cannot blame anybody. You didn't hold their hand, you didn't train them, or whatever. And yes, you might be right. I showed them, I explained them millions of times. Still, okay, then you didn't build a system around it. So you forced that behavior. Or you didn't fire that person. You keep that person. Why are you doing that? So the box always stops with you. in the hotel industry. And I think that hotel workers are overlooked. And I would like to urge everybody, if you are hiring people, because I faced that challenge. If you're hiring people for your business, trust me, hire people from the hotel industry. They work 24/7. We have the capacity. Today, I see people with no capacity. You can't even put pressure on these people, because then they start complaining, or they say, oh, I'm running, I'm chasing my tail. Sit down. What the hell are you chasing your tail for? Like, sit down. You don't need to run around, okay? And when you do something more, you can't even plug another meeting into their calendar, their empty calendar, because, oh my God, I'm doing that. And then when you start digging deep, you realize that they're not doing anything. They just don't have the capacity. And they make a big thing out of something. So in the hotel industry, we are trained to de-escalate everything. So there's a guest complaint, solve it without anybody is noticing it. If there is a drunk guest making a problem in public, you take them outside, you hide them, you solve it without having any problem or visibility to it. So we de-escalate everything, even between employees. Let's sort it out without making a big fuss. You have to do the job extra. We work 75 hours was my longest shift. Did I complain? We were laughing. I mean, we cried at the same time, but hey, you can't put us under pressure. It literally, we just do it like a machine. We have capacity and resilience. I was running appraisals, and everybody said like, oh, but this is the busiest time of the year. Yeah, absolutely. In the hotel industry as well, this is our busiest time of the year. We have Christmas parties, we have New Year's Eve parties, the hotels are fully booked, yet we run employee appraisals for everybody. And I ask, does your business have this problem? No, you don't. So get on with it, right? It's an eye-opener for me, because when you are inside the industry, it doesn't feel like an expertise or skills. It feels like a survival, right? Because you just run on coffee. I remember one day, I was really tired. I didn't sleep the whole night, and I went down. We were in a conference somewhere in Abu Dhabi, and I was pissed off with the neighbor, the next door, whoever was staying. I had a connecting room. Thank you, hoteliers, giving us connecting rooms. You should know better. And I don't know what the hell they were doing in the next room all night. I just couldn't sleep, and I was pissed off. And I went downstairs, and I started with the pissed off. I'm like, fuck no, I didn't sleep the whole night. And my colleague, my HRD, looked at me. She goes like, coffee and food, and we keep going. That was it. No room for complaining. She put me back in like, hey, shut up, get on with it. You can't change the night. Now you're going to have to go. And that was it. And this is what we do, food and coffee. And we keep going, and you don't complain about things. So it rarely feels like a skill. It feels like an expertise. But you know what? And also, it's part of the job. This is what we always say. Hey, long hours, part of the job. Firefighting, part of the job, etc., etc. Knowing everything, part of the job. Highly skilled people. I see finance professionals. I see marketing professionals. I see like IT, and maybe not IT. IT I'm not very exposed to in the hotel industry. We had one poor IT person in one property. But other industries or departments I see now in the past 3 years, none of them would match the level of hospitality workers within the same department. None of them. They are so below par that I can't even comprehend. And now I'm ashamed kind of thinking that we were low skilled. What did I know, hey? We are so adaptable. we learn customer psychology and we apply it to each other, right? Conflict resolution is literally in our DNA. That's what we do. Multitasking, Jesus, you can move us from one department to another, from one shift to another. You can schedule us back-to-back shift, 16-hour shift. We come back 5 hours later and then we pick up where we left. Operational awareness, our ability to organize, plan large-scale events, functions, terms, CapEx, P&L, finances, the budget, and knowing all of that, and the holding together is the teamwork that we really do. So leaving the industry didn't really diminish my experience. It actually translated it for me that, hey, we are bloody superstars compared to others out there. Now, I'm not talking about all the industry. Obviously, I don't know all the every industry or every company. And yeah, the pace, the standard, the ability to think on your feet. These are not soft skills. These are business critical skills. And this is what people don't have. They need, I will never forget last year, I was talking to a head of department. And one of his results or feedback on employee engagement was, I don't get feedback from my manager, so from him. And he told me that, yeah, I had a plan last year to do this, but I got so busy. And I looked at him and I was like, is he for real joking? Or I couldn't decide. I'm like, sweetheart, you don't need a plan to give feedback to your employees. This is just what you do. So once again, it's the ability to fit millions of things into one day without making a big fuss out of things, like the plan, is our skill. It's literally, I can do 100 things done or get 100 things done, while the others are still struggling with 20. And that's capacity problem. That's resilience. That's what the industry has taught me. I can wake up and be in the office 6 a.m. if it's needed. Now, I don't want to do these things. I'm not an office hero. I'm done with the crazy hours. But if I have to do it, I will do it with no problem. I will not even mention it. I will get the job done. Whilst others that I meet and have seen, they complain. They do something which they think is extraordinary and they make a big fuss out of it. Dude, I run Sheikh Mohammed's weddings. Do you hear me talking about this? No, you just do these things. We serve very famous people. We don't talk about those things, right? So don't make a fuss. Be humble about it. Get it done and go home and have some rest and come back tomorrow and do it, because that's what builds capacity. Not that, oh, let me check in your calendar if I have a half an hour for you. No. We don't need to block half an hour. Here on the corridor, we have 2 minutes with a coffee. We discuss it, we keep going, and we get it sorted. We don't need plans to manage things. And yeah, I'm a little reminiscent lately about the hotel industry. Would I go back? I say no, but you never say no. But you know what? I just realized how great hoteliers are.